All right, brothers and sisters, let's get it. Day 2. I work 3 days a week, and I'm thinking that I'm just going to start recording my talks on my way to work. I mean, I usually listen to music, but honestly, like, the last time I did this was very therapeutic for me. And I think it's what I'm missing from streaming. And I'm not saying that I'm never going to stream again. I do plan to stream very soon, but I just, it's just like the little things. I just have to like remember that prior to this, if I was off on a Tuesday, I would spend most of my day editing or whatever and prepping for this stream that I was going to do, making sure that my OBS settings were all correct, making sure that like my stream deck, whatever I have booted on my stream deck, like everything was just like working. And I would just straight, like I would just go straight from hanging out on my computer, taking some breaks all day to streaming. And that kind of brings me to my next point, which is where I'm at with my next steps. But honestly, it's just, I kind of like this format because it's like you're in my passenger seat and we're just vibing. So there's that. But I'm kind of like, okay. So I'm trying to adjust to this new norm that is my life. I'm trying to fit my passion into what is now the new norm of my life. So I spend a good bit of time with my grandma, and I love every single second of it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love every single second with my grandma. We were talking yesterday, and I was kind of thinking to myself, we need to find a way, because she's been home since mid-July now. And I would say at the beginning of August is when she really started to get everything back, which is kind of exactly what they were saying was going to happen. They said that we would see the most like progress at the 2-month mark because parts of her brain that were damaged during the fall, the blood that was in her brain would start to absorb within the 2-month mark period. So where we're at now is that she's like very much clear. I mean, she is very cognizant of the times where her memory and where her cognition does fall short. And I think that breaks my heart a lot. But we are pretty damn good right now. She's pretty damn good. She's gonna go see somebody in October to look into a new procedure to replace her blood thinner that she was on for 10 years. It's called a Watchman procedure. Okay, so the reason that my grandma was on blood thinners is because she has a heart rhythm called AFib. AFib increases your risk for stroke by 5 times. Why? They're doing MDMA, they're doing coke, and they're just freaking the out. So because the top parts are at this rave, parts aren't getting pushed into the bottom 2 parts. That blood becomes clotted because it's not moving. It's not moving the way it should. I mean, it's getting pushed the around. It's not actually getting pushed through the heart, so it's just staying in one place. It starts clotting up there in the rave, and then it comes down to the smooth jazz. And the smooth jazz actually productively sends it to the rest of the body, which is why you end up with clots, including stroke. So that's obviously something that needs to be addressed, because what is the point of surviving a massive brain bleed only to have a stroke? So she's gonna go on October 10th, I think, or something like that, to go see another type of cardiologist to look into this Watchman procedure. Actually, the best way I can describe it is, I don't know if anybody remembers when you were a kid and you would go to like McDonald's and you'd play in that tube system, and there was just that little extra area that you could like crawl out to that was like the helicopter or whatever it was at the time. That little extra alcove that was away from the rest of the tube system that was just kind of minding its business. So the Watchman procedure basically cock blocks that LAP, basically blocks your heart from even thinking about putting things in there where it don't belong. So yeah. We were talking yesterday, and I was thinking at home, I was like, like my grandma doesn't get to have any like fun anymore, or like her ability to make choices is getting smaller and smaller. And I know that is something for her that is very difficult to grapple with, because that is Miss Independent. That is an independent woman. You cannot tie that woman down, okay? So I was like, you know what? I was thinking maybe we could go shopping. I don't think she'd really care for that right now, at least. But what I think she would care for is having a little bit of fun. And I couldn't really figure out how we were going to do that, to be honest. I was like, well, I mean, we could like prank everybody, but sometimes I think it wouldn't really be that funny or really that fun. But I had this really good idea yesterday, and I hope she participates. I'm gonna do it. When I get paid and I can put a little bit of money to the side, we're gonna do it. I said, how funny would it be if, because me and my grandma will have days, basically the way it works right now is we have somebody that's there during the daylight, somebody that does the evening, and then somebody that's there overnight with her. So when the days that I work, I hang out with her during the night, and then we have a daylight together. We should start just with everyone else. So imagine your mother has suffered a massive brain bleed and you're worried all of the time about her. You're worried about this, you're worried about that. And you come home after your day of work to come check on your mother and your daughter, and your mother, who is 86 and occasionally does not know what's going on and is occasionally confused, and then your daughter are dressed up as cowboys. That was my first idea, was cowboys, because the effort level for basically you come home and your mother and your daughter are cosplaying cowboys, and you walk in the house and you're like, what is this? And both of us just look at you and tip our hats and say howdy. What did my grandma say to that? She was like, they're gonna put me in a home. And I was like, that's just not true. I said, if they're going to put you in a home because you're dressed up as a cowboy, then they're also going to put me in the home with you, and I'm okay with that. She was like, no, they wouldn't put you in a home. You'd get promoted, ma'am. So I think that things are really looking up, and for a while they were not. So I'm really trying to figure out how I fit this part of my life and this little passion that I have for just talking to a camera. And I never thought in a million years that this would be the thing that really like fills my cup, but it is. I'm trying to figure out how this part of my life, me and you, this moment, how this fits into this new life that I'm working on with my families. And I do really want to make like informative / like storytelling content, which would require more scripting, I think. One of the things that I think would make that process much more simple and much better for me is a prompter. And that's crazy. I never thought in a million years that I would be looking into getting a teleprompter, because what? Literally, I used to just stream video games for fun. And that's how this whole thing started. Like, I was just, when COVID started and we were all playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, like 2019, the nights that we had playing that game at like 2 a.m, because it didn't matter at that point. I mean, we didn't have school. I was a senior in high school when COVID hit and we were playing Modern Warfare. I hadn't been playing games at all up until that point. I mean, I played Fortnite occasionally, but that was pretty much it. I mean, I had a PlayStation 4 that was my brother's. At that point, I had been an Xbox girly for a while, but I didn't have the Xbox One. So I had a MacBook Air, and that Johnny, it was a 2020 MacBook Air. It was garbage. It was an absolute dog. Like, that thing would just the bed over like the most minor inconvenience. So as my laptop is not performing at its highest ability or the ability that I need it to, and the world is falling apart, me and my homies are now playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 until 2 or 3 a.m, just every night playing Warzone. It was quite a moment in time that I can remember like one specific memory in vivid detail where it just like felt like the world didn't matter anymore. There was just so much darkness and shit. Like every day we were seeing like the body counts rise. I mean, hospitals were just like so overcrowded and so overloaded. Like they were keeping people that died from COVID in meat refrigerator trucks. Like that level of darkness was just so insurmountable. And we had this little tiny moment, like 1 or 2 hours. I mean, we played for hours on end, but like there were like 1 to 2 hours at night that were just prime time, like you're laughing until you can't breathe type of vibes. And I loved that. I loved it so much, but I felt like so much of that was just so irreplaceable, is maybe the word, I don't know. So necessary for the rest of the world to feel. Like I felt so good and I laughed so hard, and that level of escapism was so true. It was like those moments in such a time of such tragedy and darkness were something that I felt like so many people needed in the same way that we did. So that's kind of why I started streaming. And it started off with streaming from my PlayStation. Yeah, I can't even remember how I did it, but there was a way that you could stream to Twitch from your PlayStation. No face cam, nothing. You could just do it that way. I mean, I enjoyed it. We had fun. It was just very hard to do and not really an enjoyable experience for any parties. So at this point, I think, how old was I? I was either 17 or 18. And I had been working since I was 16 at a real job. I had been working since I was 12, like under the table at different places. But I had saved every single dime, basically, that I had, other than, you know, to get my hair done, like, every 2 months or whatever. So I had, like, $7,000 saved. I remember it was $7,000, vividly. I had $7,000 saved to buy a car. Yeah, well, the world is crashing. The world is falling apart right now. So, honestly, I may never get a car. The world might just explode at this point. Like, this might just be it. So that's where I'm at. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know where this is gonna leave us. So my worldview at this point is kind of just like altered. I don't know. It was a very difficult thing. So all of these things are happening. I have $7,000 to my name, and God damn it, I'm gonna spend it. Okay, so I buy this, and it also, again, let's think about this. 2020 graphics cards non-existent. Can't buy one. So let's build this computer now, right? No graphics cards are available. And then one day I was just like, you know what? The world is on fire. People are dying. I'm buying it. I'm gonna do it. So I look online. I'm like, well, I could get a pre-built. Like, there's not a graphics card in sight, bro. And that thing was like night and day for me. I had never experienced PC gaming. I had never really experienced the PC experience up until that point. Like I said on Monday, I really do enjoy making content, and I think YouTube is going to be a really good avenue for me to do that, because this is the same thing as if I was just streaming and we're just talking. The only thing is I'm just not hearing what you're saying right now. And maybe that's even better, but I'm at this crossroads, and my two options are I could buy this prompter, or these are called Mojo Energy Pouch. This is 50 milligrams of caffeine. So we're going to try it. The rest of the way, we're gonna give this a go. I'm at this crossroads, okay? See, this is why I struggle so hard to make like scripted content and engaging content all the time, because I have ADHD and it's very crippling, if you can't tell by watching this video so far. But I saw a flashy, shiny object in my cup holder, and I was like, oh damn. Look, these are my stress curls, bro. These are my stress curls, and they're looking like dreads right now. That's, you know, it just be like that. I hope that resonates through these little vlogs that I'm making. I plan on making like a week's worth, so I'll finish my last shift on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I'll try to like edit those ones, and then post those on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever days that I work. Oh my God, sir, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you going so slow? The speed limit is 55 and you are going 42. The exit ramp is nowhere near. There is truck alert. You are driving truck, but it is very small truck. It is not you. They are not talking to you with the truck sign. Anyways, so sorry. I'm at the crossroads of, do I buy a Mac again? Because I know that Macs have made I've watched a lot of videos about it. I don't know if I should run a MacBook Pro or if I should get a Windows computer. I just hit the curb, but it was because I was trying to get out of the way because somebody was blocking the intersection behind me. Oh, I don't know. I've been using, I didn't hate the MacBook experience. It's just so wildly different. But finding a Windows computer, a Windows laptop that does everything that I needed to do, one, for less than $4,000, and two, that is available, is incredibly difficult. There is one computer that I think I'm comfortable with buying that I'm not even sure I have the money to swing right now, because it's about 25. Oh, what do we do? Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel uncomfortable. This man is trying to parallel park a Mack truck right now. That is crazy work on a one-lane road. So, anyways, we have to continue. This cutesy little session of me on my way to work, this has to continue so that I can get comfortable talking to a random camera before I can even think about buying an Elgato prompter, because I'm still we're getting better, but like these kinds of videos, like the way that I'm talking right now is genuinely how I would talk to you if you were in my passenger seat. But that makes it very difficult for me to edit that in a way that is riveting, that keeps you on the edge of your seats, etc. Yeah. I have this issue with perfectionism when I'm creating and I'm producing and making a content piece. Especially if it's like I don't know, my brain is confusing. I brought myself 2 Gatorades because I don't drink a lot during my shift. I feel like I'm just running around with my head cut off. So sorry. I'm parched, if you will. Very parched. I'm really enjoying, and I usually love listening to music on my way to work, but I'm enjoying learning how to keep myself on track, to talk about the things that I want to talk about, all while not receiving any kind of interruption or feedback from anybody. Not that that is bad. I love that. Again, a part of the reason that I enjoy streaming so much is because it is so unscripted, so raw. Anything can happen at any time. There's the alerts and etc. There are no alerts here. No customer feedback, homie feedback. My friends are not in the comment section in real time hitting me with some, you know what I mean? A lot of it is dealing with being alone and recording that, and there's no interruptions. There's no, I just have to really formulate what I'm saying. And part of the reason that I think I like Twitch so much is because I have the alternation of what I plan to say versus what gets said because of external stimuli. And then here it's there is no external stimuli. It is really just me having to learn how to focus on the things that I want to say and how I want to say them and the points that I want to get across, and how to continue on that thought process without getting too carried away, you know? So we're going to continue our chats. If you want to continue to participate, great. If you don't, that's also great. I'm having so much fun with you. If you're still watching, if there's another person on the other side of this screen, I'm having fun with this. And I hope that you are too. So, stay with me, don't stay with me. I get it either way. I hope you enjoy your day. If you're on your way to work, I hope that you have I hope if you're on your way to work and you are about to clock in as well, I hope your day is absolutely wonderful. I hope it's better than mine. I bet it will be. I hope you have a wonderful day at work. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, whatever time of day it is and whatever it is that you're doing. And I will see you, I don't even know, whatever day I work next. I don't even know what day I work next. I think it's Friday. It might be Friday. So I'll see you on Friday. And I thank you for hanging out with me.